like to kind of move on and fall into another groove out there, y'all. We like to live for all the young ladies in the house out there. All right. Yeah. A tune called oh, Lord. Do you not me, baby? Do you not me, baby? And why you wanna go and leave me out of love? Baby, my love, baby, sugar, my love. Don't you want me, love you, la 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 la. I guess the weekend's over now, and you'll have to make your way. Had a ball of dynamite right from the first day. Tell me that you're coming just as soon as you get home. To pacify my heart while I don't like them alone. Things we did this time of love we've never done before. Made some changes in my head. I don't feel the same no more. Tell me it's not made to need this feeling that illusion. To comfort me, my love, while I'm alone. I don't like it alone. Just think that time you left this foreign man burning up inside. Something I can't see no more, not for my foolish pride. Please give me all the time when you're not home. The passion of my heart right now. I don't like it alone. I don't like it. You know, can't stand it. You my mother, and she was telling her life story, and she disclosed her father, her biological father, because she was raised by an adoptive father. And she related to me that my grandfather was a street corner musician, a blues harmonica player on the streets of Texas. And after relating that story to me, it was so inspiring that I composed this tribute to him, every generation.
We're gonna have smooth jazz.
Give me a little bit of culture. Whoa! Give me a little bit of culture, man.
I try to do the best I can for you.
What's the drink of the night, fellas?
But it seems it's not enough. And you know I care, even when you're not there. But it's not what you want. You close your door when I wanna give you more. And you know I feel so out of place. You know it's true. Don't you think I'm good enough? Can't you see that each and every day you just hurt me? And I want this pain to stop. So if you really care, I mean, if you really care, well then your heart to me. To me. 'Cause you know within to be with you.
Hey.
Sometimes I know so I never beside me now. You're about to guide me now. And out of this
There you go. Welcome to the with some smooth jazz on 95.9. All right. So how y'all doing tonight? Who we got in the building? Damn shame you get 4,000 subscribers. You can't even pull 20 people, right? But that's okay. We're going to make it anyway. What in the entire fuck? Oh boy, playing Madden, of course. And sometimes Madden, you gotta be like, what in the entire fuck? But that's okay. We're gonna make it anyway. So, yeah. Thank you. Got it right back. Oh my goodness, it's by that super kid, Kyle Hamilton interception. I love it. I love it. I want some more of it. Yes, Joe Sarge, make it hurt. Joe Sarge, make it hurt. Woo! Oh, man. I'll tell you one thing, man. Happy New Year. First live stream of the new year. Hopefully everybody's doing some something worthwhile. Little changes, little things make big changes. Get some things together. Some blessings. Get some blessings. You know what I'm saying? Some blessings. Gotta get some blessings up in this joint. Uh like, share, subscribe, donate if you feel inclined, baby. Inclined to donate. Don't forget, this channel was supported by viewers like you. Shout out to Maryland Public Television. Reading Rainbow, Rainbow, Rainbow. Is it just me or former football players are having some of the best live streams around? But then again, shout out to like Cam Newton. They're game changers. And there's game managers. People don't like to admit that. Shannon Sharp with Club Shay Shay. I love you for being a former Raven, but stop hating on Lamar. Stop that. Stop that. Got Club Shay Shay. You notice when Cam said that one line, even though he already had like 1 million subscribers, that pretty much legitimized everything that young man said. Everything. I want you to think about that. Game changers versus game managers. That was revolutionary. And then you had some chick who thought she was an expert in football talk about the subject matter. Like she knew more than the man who was the former MVP of the league. Go figure, right? A lot of these chicks don't know what the fuck they talking about. I want you to really put that in consideration. Did not even make any sense of what she was talking about. Well, if these ladies are so great, why not put an all-female sports cast up there? I'm just saying. If you could come out your mouth and think that you know more than a Cam Newton and a Shannon Sharp, put up or shut up. Put up or goddamn shut up. That's what I would tell you. Put up or shut up. But see, just to be one of those people who live in their own hubris. Don't even understand what the system is about. What are you upset about? Yeah, nobody will watch if they were half naked. Like, I don't want to hear from you. I don't like this inclusion shit. I do believe there's some shit that should be separate. Sorry. It's kind of hard for me to listen to a chick who will never go on the field, never played Pee Wee League football. I have the audacity to say something about a man who was great at every aspect on every level of the game. I think that's very disingenuous. I even had a conversation with a young lady, well, two, about the differences of men and women. One got mad because I said, "Look, I don't see it. You can't use a personal reference. Then okay, then you can't use a personal reference. What you mean? If I can't use a personal reference, then neither can you. So, of course, she's gonna say, "Within my world." No, 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 no. You're being disingenuous. You can't use your personal reference now. Don't do that. Because what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. But since you said I can't use mine, you can't use yours. And we don't want to talk to you, not because you're so highly intelligent, it's because you get irritating. You don't want to listen to the truth. And that can be a very dangerous person. Very dangerous people do not listen to the truth. Man, woman, and child. Who wants to deal with a person like that? You don't want to hear anybody else out. Yet, the most dangerous part of the situation is that you don't understand what's at stake. You don't understand that if someone's telling you to make you a better person, they're not trying to belittle you. They're just giving you the God honest truth. There's too many people that have to get over themselves on that note. That is scary. That is unbelievably dangerous. Well, I don't have to listen to you. Fine. Fuck it all. You're not hurting me. But then you'll come back around and ask me this question. Why did I allow you to go out there and look like a fool? Why did you present yourself as one? Why did you allow yourself to be presented as one? That's the first time in a long time we're going to make that statement. Why did you present yourself as a damn fool? Because of your pride. Too much pride. And dudes are supposed to be willing and able to protect you. What do I get out of this? I'll wait. I will definitely wait. But I'm not going to be sitting there looking like a fool with you. I'm not going to be destroyed in the in the fire with you. Why do I have to bow down? Why? Why can't you humble yourself and say, you know what? That might be a better plan. Because quite honestly, folks, it's too much like right. If it's so fun to argue what you do, then why oh why that man ain't staying? Why? There's a reason why he's getting on the get it on the left, get it up on the right, He's about to set that motherfucker off. I always thought it was funny that if I talk to men about bettering ourselves, most men don't have a problem with that. We got to take accountability and such. But what happens at that point? It falls on deaf ears. But you got to understand. Well, I'm trying to understand. Just tell me in plain English. Let's go. I'm going to ask this question again. Does your belief outweigh your reality? Are you truly getting the results you think you deserve? If no, are you willing to change? We're going to ask an even more beautiful question. Just change even in your vocabulary. Give me 1 second, folks. Switching devices.
I'm back. I just have to say this. Does your reality outweigh, does your belief outweigh your reality? I can believe in anything as much as I want. As much as I like Superman, I'm not going to put on a towel and think that I'm going to go outside, jump out my window in the bedroom, and think all of a sudden I become airborne. I would truly be playing myself at that moment. I would truly be playing myself. But, in life, we don't like to be real with each other. We like to see each other, shitted upon. But then we got the audacity to ask this question: why aren't things going well for me? And I would tell you, it's easy. You don't have proper discipline, proper planning, proper logic. People want to see you do well, but when it's time for you to return the favor, you're like, fuck them. Too many ladies I know right now. Too many. Instead of being a man's piece, they take pleasure out of being a curmudgeon. And all I got to say is it worth it? Is it truly worth it? Did you get what you sought for, what you sought after? Well, no. Did you get what you sought after? What are you gaining?
It's like our new style says every Tuesday and Friday. Are we putting what's needed and what's important for our children? Are they going to benefit at the end of the day? If we can't say those children are going to benefit, then what do we got to talk about? Well, it's difficult. Life's difficult. It's very difficult. You're right. Life's difficult. But I'm going to ask this question. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep on a difficult path? Are you going to be hell on wheels? I can't tell you how many times there are so many dudes who are difficult to knowledge. Difficult when it comes to understanding. I literally gave you the damn playbook. Young men out there regressing instead of doing progress. Give them the playbook for success, and it's almost dire impossible for them to even read it. But we're supposed to be the ones who have to save the community. We're supposed to be the ones who have to be the sacrificial lamb. We're supposed to be the ones who are supposed to do all this amazing shit but get nothing out of it. Riddle me that shit, Batman. Why should I have to wait for my just desserts? Why do I have to wait for my heaven? Why does everybody else have to has to prosper? But I'm told no. But then, when a lot of these men start smartening up, What am I doing? Living, master teacher. Just living. Plus, I'm off during till the 18th, so I thought about a late night show might be on some late night shit. Want to be on my late night tip on some late night shit while the chick's mama ain't home, right? Ladies and gentlemen, the master teacher. But what happens when black men stop being the sacrificial lamb? What happens if we stop debating, stop teaching, stop building, stop protecting, stop providing? What happens? What happens? See, as long as I've been in law enforcement and military service, everybody has something to say. But no one ever asked the question, what happens if we do disband the police, do disband the military? Do you know how subjected to the elements and then foreign invaders? One, if the military was cut short or disbanded, your American dollar would be worth shit. We're not on the gold standard. We're on that damn standard of, I got a cannon pointed at your damn capital. I can bombard any ship coming into your harbors. Take my money or else. Bully tactics, economic style. Go ahead. For all you single ladies out there, I protect myself. Sure. What happens if you can't call 911 and that paramedic, that police officer doesn't show up? Shit gets real. Shit gets really real. What happens if you don't have that violent, rough man doing violence on your behalf? A lot of motherfuckers forget. Superman has to be aware that you're in danger. Independence go out the window when crisis happens. That's human nature 101, right, BGS? Independence go out the window during crisis. Two things I could totally tell you that I'm getting tired of right now before I open up the panel. I don't mind teaching people things that I know, and I don't mind learning things, new things from people. But don't treat what I say like I don't have any knowledge of what the fuck I'm saying. Don't debate me like I'm some idiot from a goddamn backwards ass town or some shit. Don't try to talk to me like I'm a little kid. I give little kids more respect than some of the shit that I've heard lately. I've heard the Padawan tell one of his friends, well, Coach talks too much. And he asked the question, but are you listening? He's giving you game on life, on how to be a better man and a successful one. Every holy book you read says lean not to your own understanding. I had a chick the other day tell me she's not black. Can somebody in the chat please put this Bible verse in the chat for time immemorial? Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verses 5 and 6. And tell me what that says from the King James Version. The Egyptian pharaohs called themselves black. And I'm talking to this woman and I'm like, you're complaining on black men dating outside their race and all this other shit, and you try to make it look like we're dating at this alarming rate interracially when we stay to our race more than damn near any other person on earth. You give us this shit about us being disloyal, and I'm like, when have we? Maybe we should be. We don't get shit out of it. We don't get shit out of it. And it's not about black men hating on women. We can't get. Let me back up for a second, folks. And this chick had the audacity to say, well, that's because these men can't get coochie. When she was listening to one of the Madden live streams. Why is it that when a man has a complaint about a woman, it's that he can't get any coochie? Is this not the freest and the most open and the most openly in the sexual dating market we ever had? It's easier to get pussy than a goddamn Slurpee. Do not misconstrue the facts. So you're telling me there's no legitimate men who get women and they're capable of getting multiple women. They don't have problems with women? The guys who get them the most usually have the most shit. Who can't stand your shit the most? Let's be really fair. But here's the thing, like I told you before. Every guy walking on earth, whether he could get the women or not, has something to say about women. Good, bad, or indifferent. Stop shaming men like when we have an issue when it comes to any damn thing, especially women, that we don't know what the fuck we talking about. It's very fucked up. You want to downplay men because they want to see something about women, but you'll never tell women to bring a better product. What usually happens is you'll double down on stupid. At least men will try to talk them and say, hey, maybe you should go about it a different way. Nope. 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 Not women. I can't get the man that I want. How about being nice? Huh? How about smiling? Huh? I can't tell you years ago when I was on a live stream with Angry Man and a chick literally said, what do I have to smile for? All the women on there were like, huh? I smile for what? And that's the reason why. That's the reason why. That's the reason why the community the way is the way it is. Just scored a 99-yard touchdown. Shannon Sharp, just speaking of the devil. That's the reason why. It's the little things that add up to a man that endears him to you. See, men already know this shit. It's you all who don't believe it. You think being difficult is strength and beauty? No, not for women. No. That's the quickest way to lose a man. Anytime a woman says, well, it's his fault or you're not strong enough, guess what? I'm sorry. I'm not degree. Or what was it? I forget the deodorant commercial. Strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. Sorry, I'm not deodorant. No man has to put up with your dumb shit. What are you trying to say, Sarge? What I'm trying to say is that tell me that your plan has actually worked. And when has it? Tell me that your plan is working. Tell me. Let's see your results. If you're 8, 9, and 10, do you have 8, 9, and 10 results? 8, 9s, and 10s don't pay their ways to go to the club. 8, 9s, and 10s have men knocking out a door for them. Success for a woman is not her career, her job, her business, her education. It's a happy husband and successful and happy and healthy children. But like old Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow would say, you have failed this community. I don't know how many times BGS have put up chart after chart, podcast after podcast, just for him to be hit with women coming to his platform at some point, or any of ours, asking for advice, and then a day or two, maybe a week later, showing your true colors. I'm looking at you, Miss Jess. And speaking of Jess, your mother failed you. Your mother has truly failed you. You're trying to throw white men in our faces like we give a flying fuck. And I'm going to say this because I never had the time to address that shit personally. Have you ever noticed that when you came around this space and you came around our platforms, we greeted you with kindness and respect. Even if we don't agree with what you said or do, we were very gracious. But have you noticed at some point you're not going to return the same? At some point, that gynocentric bug, BGS always says, there's a winter soldier chip in black men, but that gynocentric chip in women is a motherfucker. All you got to do is keep them talking. And then you'll learn why they're single. You'll learn why they're unsuccessful when it comes to the mating and dating world. It's freaking obvious. One, you've been around white boys and white boys don't prefer you. And I'm pretty sure you're attracted to black men. But guess what? You didn't have the body type nor the character that black men prefer. And then when you don't get your way, you speak like a seditious traitor. You try to go hard with the bid wench rhetoric, and then look, you think results are going to vary? No. Here's a little secret about all men for any of the ladies listening. This is all men. We don't like treacherous women. If you talk ill about your own people, what do you think they're going to think of you? They're going to think of you as somebody not to be trusted, Benedict Arnold. But this is the reason why that white supremacy culture is so potent. Here it is. You come from an African family. And you look down, and I'm going to tell you what it was. You look down upon your mother. But your mother is a different class and better class of woman than you. You could flaunt your job, your occupation. You could flaunt your money. But guess what? All that shit can't get you? A man. There, I said it. A man. You're the height of your beauty and can't land a man. What does that make you? Pathetic. Makes you a goddamn loser. It's like a dude who can't defend himself. He's pathetic. In the eyes of the world, he's pathetic. And that's what women can't take. Women can't take it when the pathetic line is tagged on them. When you need to look in the mirror and say, am I something that I would marry? Am I something that a man will call his wife? Not your partner, a wife. Am I dutiful in my daily activities? There's a reason why Kevin told so many of you, buy a dog and die alone. Because when you get into these relationships, you're no good to anyone. How did your mother be married for goddamn 40 years, 30 or 40 years, and the only thing she could show for it is a daughter who has no goddamn home training? That's called failure. Nobody likes to deal with failures. Nobody wants to deal with hard-headed women. You think that shit's cool? But when people try to coach you up, give you some good advice, what do? You piss on their hands.
And you wonder why so many content creators do not like bringing women up on their platforms. Because y'all come in there and try to rule the conversation, and when shit doesn't go your way, you become a nasty bitch about it. And this is what I've been noticing for a very long time with you modern women. This is what the hell I've noticed about that. We extend the hand of friendship and being cordial with you, but then we end up with you with your ass to kiss? Come on now. Time and time again. But then you want our channels to convince young men to marry your ass. I would set young men up for fucking failure. You think that people out there don't understand how you act and treat them? No man wants a woman who think they're beneath them. Sorry. Contrary to popular belief, they don't. They don't like that. I've said this to so many women for so long. Learn what men like and do not and don't like, and it goes a long way. But because you have this fucking male like bravado, that you literally are walking cans of male repellent, why should a man waste his time with you? I've been on the dating sites online. First thing you talk about that you're a mother first. Do you know what you just told a man? That he'll never be in the top. He'll never be top. He's always going to be second to third fiddle. Most times he's going to be third because there's always going to be what? Your job or your career. But you want a man to take a bad deal while you get the overpriced fucking Chevy or the overpriced Pinto. But as soon as a man say, "What do you bring to the table?" Blasphemy. Blasphemy, damn it. Damn it, blasphemy. As soon as you bring him to the table, you ask, "What do you bring to the table?" This is how you hit him in the face. "What do you bring?" Boom. Right in the kisser. And it's not just about, oh, well, we trying to make women our slaves or, oh, these women. No. 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 It's how are we going to make a relationship flourish? How? How are we going to make a relationship flourish? Not one person, not one female could tell me how she caters to that man. If you're gonna stand on business, stand on something, goddammit. Are you gonna make that man feel like Superman, or are you gonna be his kryptonite? Which one is it? I know we were supposed to did the whole Just thing, but I never had a chance to really address that on my channel. Because that was a perfect example of why so many women from their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s are single. You just don't know how to respect men. It goes against your goddamn CPU, the hard drive. And then you put in this fucking, you go to college and utilize this fucked up software called indoctrination, and you double, quadruple down on stupid. While you were in that school, when you were looking across and you saw those men in that education center, not one time did you say, I better lock one of these motherfuckers down before they get to the real world and understand how valuable they are in the scheme of things. No. That hubris, that motherfucker was speaking fluent French to you, and it said you're better than them. Until you go to the real world and you realize that man who's educated, he sees 20 of you to his one every fucking day. And because you're not competitive, because you were never in the gym shooting, yes, that was the one. Because you never got your stripes, you got left behind. You became obsolete. Anybody want to join the panel? There's the link. And I'm just using her as an example because lately I've been seeing why all these women have been low. It's not because of how they can't find a good man. It's not because they can't match up with anybody. It's because, one, you are poison to the system itself. It is dangerous and it's deadly out there. I will literally find women who are highly educated say some of the most erroneous shit that you can ever imagine. What's up, LAPD SWAT? I want you to think about that. When you think you got a good one and you get disappointed again, and you wonder why men, especially black men, like, you know what? I'm out. Fuck this shit. I'm out. It's not because we can't get them. It's the ones we get ain't worth a damn thing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children at all ages, we got to present to you the master teacher.
Yeah,
Talk
I got
to him.
about,
Go
I got
ahead.
about 40 minutes.
And
So what?
go ahead.
What? No, I said I'm getting feedback.
Let me mute up. Go ahead.
No, we're still on the jest stuff, huh? Yeah, Charles, do you ever with black women, I'd hoped that black women could change, if you could convince them. Okay. But now I think they can't change, man. Have you ever left a woman and as you're walking out the door, she's promised you everything, but you look in her eyes and know that she can't change? And that's why you have to leave and can't come
That
back.
that happened to me so many times. They can't. I think it's ingrained in their DNA, like it's genetic now. What's the old saying? Everything becomes your culture, becomes you, it becomes your character, and it becomes part of you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's who they are. Yeah. Well, it's been passed down for so long and it's so ingrained, man. And hell, I looked at the Jonathan Owens thing, man, and how they're going off because he said that black men are the prize, and they've been going off for like what 3 weeks now. They can't change.
I really think I always thought Simone Biles was cute,
Yeah.
but here's the problem: she's not going to be the classical beauty that black men desire.
Yeah, she's only 4'8". Okay, that's a detriment in America. Okay, she's not even 5 feet tall.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take a L that your kids are not going to be probably that tall unless they absorb your genetics.
Yeah, as if she can have kids, safely because she's small. Okay, she's tiny.
And one thing about women in athletics, a lot of them after athletics, it's really, really hard for them to bear children.
It is, and she's good. She's gonna plump up after she stopped working out. Most of those gymnasts get fat.
And she has the, boy, she got to stay on a workout regimen like a motherfucker. There's no room for error, literally.
No, there isn't. Yeah, she's so small. Yeah, but but the thing is, it's not that that she didn't qualify or whatever it is. But the thing is, to really think that he's supposed to bend over and kiss her ass. He's an NFL football player. You know, hell, hell, a college football player wouldn't bend over and kiss her ass.
So let me tell you a little story, BGS, because I might know a thing or two about dating beautiful women, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Every woman I've dated, or at least who I took seriously after 25,
Okay.
were really, really beautiful women, at least 6 and above, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Legitimately beautiful. Where men on social media, in the market, whoever would follow them, chase them down, try to get their number.
Mm-hmm.
Women don't understand. What happens when you meet that one man that you can't control yourself around? Makes you stutter.
Yeah.
The same way you got all these men wrapped around your finger, you were around mine. And it goes to show you that these women think because she's an Olympic gold medalist, y'all don't even follow her during the regular, like the 3 years in between each Olympics.
They probably didn't follow her that much during the Olympics.
Exactly. You're telling me that, like you said, a high school, a top prospect high school football player has the baddest of motherfuckers chasing him.
Yeah. Yep.
She must be something very special. And he didn't even know who the fuck she was.
I don't know why they can't accept that.
You know why?
Why?
Women and their reality are very skewed. One, athletes understand athletes.
Yeah.
When he doesn't want to go to training, she's probably like, get your ass up.
Yeah.
Just like I probably told her, get your ass up. If you go on our website, there's a little video of her and him climbing a rope. Of course, he's physically strong, but of course, she's going to be better. One, she's a gymnast, and two, there's less of her to climb up.
Yeah.
He literally climbs ropes for her legs sticking out. Like, I used to be able to do that. Like, the amount of upper body strength you have to have per your body weight.
Yeah.
So they make fun activities with that.
it's what I like to call the Lois Lane versus Wonder Woman syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Lois was infatuated with Superman, but in the New 52, Wonder Woman was in love with Clark. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Superman was what he does. Clark is who he is. And that's what a lot of these women don't understand. She's in love not because he's a football player. She's in love with who he is.
Yeah, he is. In fact, she said that. She said that that's what attracted her to him is because he didn't know who she was.
Exactly. And you got to think about it. And I remember listening to one chick, oh, he's a bench rider I said a bench rider on any fucking professional sports team is still better than 90% of people, 99% of people on earth.
Yes, true. Yeah.
What did Indigo Flow say? My thing is, what does her being an Olympic gold medalist have to do with what kind of wife or mother she's going to be? Exactly.
And nothing, really.
It's just something that she'll tell her children.
Status is more important to women.
Yeah. They actually did a survey on that, you know. They asked a woman, would she rather get paid $15 an hour being called an executive vice president,
mm-hmm.
or would she rather make $100,000 cleaning up, you know, trash trucks and sewers?
Right.
And guess what the women picked?
they picked the status, the executive for the title.
For the title, not making shit with the status.
Yeah, no man would take that.
Men, we take the money.
We take the money. Yeah.
And what it shows to you is that the failure in not only mothers teaching their daughters to get a man for his substance, but it also lets you know that, these ladies out here are not prepared for relationships at all.
No, they're not, because they're never trained. They're prepared to be partners. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, school teaches them to be partners and not wives. There's a difference. There's a big difference.
Yeah. And I asked this question to a couple of women I've dated.
Mm-hmm.
If we're laying in the bed and there's a noise, who's going to go check? Well, I'm a single woman who lives alone. Yeah. But if we're laying together, who's going to answer it? Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm pretty sure you didn't go answering shit when there was a noise in your house when you had a phone. If not, I would not have a career.
That's true. That is true.
The only reason you can have single women living here is because of police, fire, and the government. Well, they're all government.
Normally, women that live alone, that is the reason. That's what do you think the reason for homosexuals are? They need a man in the house.
Yeah, and remember when they told you in church the reason why women can actually wear hats in church? They're covered.
Oh, covered. Yeah. Okay.
They're covered. What's another word for covered? Protected.
Mm-hmm. And
I don't think they even get what it means to be protected. And that's the sad part. It's like you look at Simone, and the reason why I brought up the Just thing was two reasons. I never addressed it on my channel,
mm-hmm.
and she's the perfect example of the headaches I hear. This is the reason why I spoke to my father, and my grandfather drove the town. God bless him. I want to look like that when I'm 91. Still run, still exercise. Look
okay.
Like
all right.
Sure.
He was that dude before Charles, huh?
He was like, you know, he was the prelude. Oh, he's the prelude. Marry a woman that's 30 years younger than you.
Oh yeah. Sounds like he's that dude.
He's that dude, man. Fine cognac, get better with age, man. Women just love this North Carolina accent to this day. Oh, he sounds so gentlemanly. I could just hear him. Hey, Charles, how you been doing?
Mm-hmm.
And we spoke for like an hour. I let him go back to sleep because he had to drive when he came up for Christmas. And his wife, she went to go see her family. And he stayed at my mom's. Mm-hmm. And I asked him, were you ever surprised that me and my brother Jimmy never got married? He said, hell no. There ain't damn thing to marry out here anymore. My father said the same thing, and I'm just like, he's like, hell, I've seen all these women, and they ain't worth shit.
No, they are not.
And it's sad because I looked at stuff, and you know who actually became a fan of my show, which surprised me?
Who's that?
My niece.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she actually became. She was like, dude, she like, I showed this to my girlfriends. They scarfed, and he was like, is he lined up? She told me, she's like, I love your show. And
okay, that's different.
yeah, that was different.
Okay.
And I went to go visit her. My great niece. Oh, she cute as a button. I call her Mo because she has a little mohawk hair right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the babies, have a little spots when it grows in.
Yeah.
I say, her name's Mohawk. It's gonna stick. She's gonna be called Mo for short. It's gonna stick. Only I can call it that. And she was like, well, what you said about relationships and women. And she's like, I had to look at my friends. And she said, I had to look at myself. And I had to say, what you said was not a lie. It may sting at first, but it wasn't a lie. And I just be like, you don't know how many times, even the Padawan or my son will tell me about how women would talk to them. And I said, a lot of these chicks out here talk to you like racist white men. And,
yeah.
And it dawned on him, and he said, damn, you're never lying. Damn.
That's the way they've been trained, though.
Yeah, you're nothing. Oh, and I'm just like, even when you showed me that back chat shit, I was like,
I wasn't surprised when I saw it because I knew by the way she talks, by the way she her environment. So when she gets mad, that's what she's gonna refer to. She's been around white people too long.
Yeah. What you think they called her? Ooh, who said that?
Who said that? Yeah.
Who said that? Jesus Christ! And that's why I said that was the perfect class to teach. These hoes ain't loyal. And that's why I'm like, when I tell the dudes, and I tell so many dudes, look, stop getting ready to throw mud at a chick. Slow walk them. You gotta, you know how you make ribs or roast? You gotta slow cook it. Eventually, you let them talk long enough, they'll reveal themselves.
So you got to dog walk them, huh?
You got to dog walk them. Sometimes, before my cat ran away, I put him on a leash and let him be outside for a little bit. Just with the dog, put him on the leash. They'll play together, they'll wrestle together. Believe it or not, the cat sometimes win. His judo was pretty good, man. Those hip toss, boom. And you sit outside and you see how things are. When you get a group of women living together, what do you usually get? That chaotic nature.
Yeah.
And I tell my son and my godson, we live in this house together. Mm-hmm. How peaceful is it? He's like, dude, it's so peaceful. I don't even know y'all here.
Yeah. Yeah. Men don't like chaos.
No. Not the YouTuber, but chaos as in destructive nature. But it's the fact of the matter that notice how it's cold outside, just like that old song, it's cold outside. These women are feeling the chill.
Oh yeah. That's why I always say about the table. It's not about us, it's about them.
Mm-hmm. And it's like I try to tell dudes about the table. Mm-hmm. We had that big blow up about the table shit. Some motherfuckers just want to try to ice skate uphill, and that's the only reason why we bring the table out. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of men are not believers till they hear women say this shit for themselves.
That's why the purple pill and the purple pill exists, is because the men want to hear it, want to hear what they got to say, and the more they talk, guess what? The more men run.
Yeah, and I'm like, when I told Anton the time we were on, what's the lawyer? The lawyer shit.
A lead attorney?
Not lead attorney, the other one.
Dennis Sperling.
sperm.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, he was like, well, you have a child out of wedlock, aren't you? I said, excuse me, do I still have a responsibility of raising my son whether I'm married or not? And he clammed up and did it for saving his ass. I said, let me tell you this one. For all you think that you got out of these women, let me show you. Show me a woman that's worth marrying right now. And he clammed up again and did it save him again.
Mm.
Now, 2 years later, look what he's talking.
Yeah, because he had to do what? Talk. He went out and talked to women.
I said, I even told him to his face, dude, you're married. Your knowledge of how women are is skewed 15 years ago. You don't understand what they want now. And when he opened his eyes, I said, score one for the good guys.
Oh yeah, hell. Sometimes he sounds more fiery than us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He's going through that red pill rage.
And I told him, I said, what's going to make you upset is if you got a daughter,
Mm-hmm.
you see a nice young man that your daughter should marry, and she goes out of her way to do the complete opposite and mess with somebody that you probably, maybe, sort of, kind of would not agree to,
Mm-hmm.
that opens your eyes and be like, you can't make this shit up. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. You can't.
No, you cannot. And I'm sad about it. I'm not really happy about it.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. See, people don't understand when you open up your show. You'll be proud of me because I'm drinking 2 water bottles right now. But,
Yeah. Go get them, Mongo.
but drinking 2 water bottles, but I'm gonna smoke my cigar.
Oh, well, man had to have some kind of vice in his life. Okay.
You gotta have. I don't trust a man without a vice.
Well, yeah, he's not trustworthy. He's too square.
Too square. You know?
He's hiding something.
You hiding something, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Old Colonel used to say, "You like this drinking? Yeah, I like a man who drink. Me, he ain't trying to hide and be too much of a goody two shoes."
Yeah. Normally they got a vice hidden somewhere.
Yeah, that means you got some black pill vice. You doing
Oh, yes. Something, something like Will Smith. Okay.
You doing some Pleasure Island level shit. And the point that I want you to make, see, this is the reason why it's very hard to talk you off the ledge. You have daughters.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You have daughters who are in the same generational bracket as I am.
Yep.
So you literally saw them and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I knew what they were doing. I'm trying to say I wouldn't do that if I was you.
But guess what? It's like God talking to Lucifer.
Mm-hmm.
You know that ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm doing.
But they got their mamas cheering for them. That's the problem.
And that's the number one problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one problem. And it's funny, right? I've said this for so long. We're sad. We actually wallow in sorrow. And there are certain times when I find something or when you present something, hell, even Dr. T, Gigi, or Dr. Neil, shout out to Dr. Neil, he sent me a Facebook message about him, and I forget what African country he in this time.
He's in Kenya right now.
I said, the women are beautiful, aren't they, good doc?
Mm-hmm.
The mad professor, baby. Boy, he said, I love Kenya, and Kenya love me. Man of my heart. What's up, angry black man?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Doing all right.
Fine, blown and down. People don't understand. I get upset that I have to say this shit to my son. I have to say this to the Padawan. I get upset that I have to tell young black men the truth or young black women how to act. I get up. I don't get pleasure from this shit. And that's the part where they don't understand. It is not fun. When you see the degradation of your fucking race right before your eyes. Like, damn, we should be building shit. What my man Huey Freeman used to say,
Mm-hmm.
we all could be reading a book right now.
Yeah, that's a struggle, man, because women believe in having fun because they get bored and books and stuff that, they leave that behind once they get their status.
Mm-hmm. It's like I had to talk to my other godson who just turned 17 on the 30th, and I was asking him the three branches of government. And I said, go Google it and then read it to me. And I noticed he was having trouble with the pronunciation of the words.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh, you're gonna know me and you don't know American government? Oh, we got a problem. In 5 minutes, I said he has a reading issue. 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But his mother does not want to pay for a tutor. I said, oh, nigga, you coming back here this weekend.
Okay.
And I'm making 200 flashcards by hand to teach you how to pronunciate and enunciate these words.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to look for the motherfucking definitions.
Okay.
But that's called a parent, right?
Yeah, it should be. It should be done early. It should be done when they're, when they're before they're even 7 years old. But trying to do it late, it's
Let,
more of a struggle. Yeah, but it has to be done.
let me guess. He's a single mama raised boy.
Let me see if I got something for you. Here we go. Let me see. You watching the screen?
We got you.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was blessed to see two different Supermen in my lifetime.
A single black mother, because a single white mother, it wouldn't be that way.
No, single white mothers look at their sons as the crown jewel of the family.
Yeah, he's my way out, so she's gonna pour everything she can into him.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with an Asian woman.
I'll say this: my mother might have been hell on wheels, but you couldn't come in that house with no fucking failures.
Yeah.
So it was my father. We didn't accept failure, and even with my son. And I'm gonna tell you what people don't do, and it shocks people when I told my son, "Let's see your homework." And I looked at it, and this is EMT homework. And you know what I did? I bought all these EMT charts off of Amazon. All this fucking shit. I even bought him a stethoscope and blood pressure kit. And I looked at his work, and I said, "I know goddamn well you didn't do." I didn't even cuss. I said, "I know you did. I know you just threw answers on here, and I can look at it. I can tell you right now, you didn't even look at it." I said, "Go fix this." What happens? Because a lot of parents don't notice one thing: when you punish your child, you have to punish yourself.
That's true. And yeah, to keep somebody in jail, there has to be a jailer.
You gotta be in jail with them.
Got to be in jail with them. Most women don't want to be in jail with them.
And as much as I wanted, one time he messed up so badly, Comic-Con was in town. I was saving up the money. I said, "No, you gotta learn this valuable lesson." And he said, "I want to go to Comic-Con." You will learn this lesson and you will do better next year. But there will be no challenge today. Anytime my mother and father be like, "Damn, you hard on them." Niggas, y'all abuse us. I'm hard on them. Shit. I'm a sue y'all. This ain't the motherfuckers I grew up with. Shit. Like, damn. Y'all motherfuckers, we look like General Zod. You put me in the Phantom Zone, I should get you for this son of Jarrell. Like, I just, I can't even fathom that you don't want to cultivate something that's your boy, the love of your life. And what's really scary is that you would allow your son to be a failure and then talk about him like I had a call one time for this one guy, Sheridan Avenue, sector 524 of the Northern District.
35 years old, brought his fat, ugly girlfriend up in there. Mom was he too big to be here. I said, ma'am, I normally shut up about this, but I'm gonna say this just for you. I'm 30 years too late to correct this problem. You never taught this boy how to be independent from you. You're looking at me to be the daddy, the disciplinary for a 35-year-old man, and that's not going to work.
No, it is not.
And she's like, what you mean? First and foremost, I've never been in a time where I could feel free to bring a woman into my mother or father's house and let her freely stay the night. Even if it was inclement weather. You know what my mother and father would say? She could stay in the room, your black ass going on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
You did not set up the ground rules and stick by them.
No.
You know, for so many times, I was like, wow. And she looked at me, and I looked at him, and I said, young man, have you ever moved out? Well, no, I've always been here. That's your problem. If you're grown enough to get a woman up in here, you're grown enough to get your own shit.
Yeah. You should have been trained to actually be that way.
Yeah.
How can you take care of a family if you can't take care of yourself?
It's funny, right?
Uh-huh.
That you say that. There are some people who were born to protect. They were trying to do it.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that's my family lineage at some point, because we had about 5 to 6 generations who were military and or police. I think me and my aunt, God rest her soul, we were the only ones who went from military to law enforcement. But we have so many veterans in there. One day I'll give you the actual formal count. That's how many it has been. And on my mother's side, we have so many of my great uncles who were Vietnam vets, just like my father. There's a certain respect that you have for yourself that you have to be trained, like you just mentioned. I can't take a guy off the street and give him a one-day class and say, hey, go out there and be a world beater.
No.
It's impossible. And it gets to the point where women hate me for saying this, and they be like, there are no good men out there. I said, well, who raised them?
Mm-hmm.
But where's the father?
Yeah, where's the father? It's always Jermaine's fault.
It's always Jermaine. God damn you, Jermaine. You know, I guess, you know, I guess to counter that narrative, I'm going to play Jermaine Jackson. Don't take it personal. The bitter and the sweet. And I said to this, I said, look, how can you blame the person who has the child 100% of the time versus the person who has them almost, 0 to 10%? Which one are we going to blame? If a dog goes out and bites somebody, is it the dog or is it the owner?
It's always the owner.
But we got to juxtapose that shit when it comes to children, right? Blame the nigga not there. What influence do I have over my child? I remember telling Josh, I said, the next time you go to court, I want you to keep all your emotions and throw that shit out the courtroom before you walk in. You looked that judge in the eye and said, do you think fathers are important to their children? Do you think I should have influence over my child to make sure they're raised properly? If that judge says anything else but yes, report his ass. But you know what happens?
What?
A lot of times we want to blame daddy because he wasn't there, but daddy never told the whole story of daddy.
And there's 2 or 3 generations of black boys who've grown up under that. You don't even know your father's side of the damn story.
You don't even know your father's side of the family.
Sometimes you don't even know your father.
I got a coworker who divorced this chick divorced this woman after he found out she cheated on him, and took the paternity test and found out the boy wasn't his son. This is
Yeah.
about after 5 or 6 years of raising him. And moms still led that boy on to believe that homeboy was the father.
Yeah. Well, she can't.
So now he's 25.
Mm-hmm.
He contacts my coworker on Facebook, and my coworker sent him a screenshot of the court papers and the paternity test.
Mm.
This woman led this boy on for 25 years.
No, what did they do with Kirk Franklin? Okay.
Clint, anybody?
Yep. Even with a test, she still lied.
I swear to God, man. I know. Guilt, shame, insults need to be right. God damn.
Yeah, guilt and shame plays a very big part in black women, and they project it onto us.
That's why I always said when I ask women how they feeling today, because how they feel is how they're going to project to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad we have it's no longer 101, but a close to 101 discussion, BGS. This is the thing that always shocks me, even on your channel, how many men do not understand female behavior, and you've been on here for at least a decade, right?
Yeah, well, they have to accept it. I can tell them, but they have to accept it.
And I guess it's easier for me to accept it because I've been in a black pill organization for the Army.
Yeah,
I
well,
would have had 24 years.
Yeah, you know, if you hadn't, man, you had a gun in your mouth. You have to accept it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the ones that can't accept it, you know what they do? They
Yeah,
can't deal with it.
They eat it.
They eat it. Yeah.
And it's funny because I look at grown men and even some of the young men that I'm around, and they're like, well, Coach talks a lot and he does this. First thing Robert tells him, when is he wrong?
Mm-hmm.
He will read you like a book. You think he's laughing, joking, drinking his drink, smoking a cigar, and what is he doing? And he tried to tell him. He says when he's laughing and joking with you, smoking a cigar, drinking his drink, he's reading you like a book.
Yeah, well, that's why it's not funny to him.
Mm-hmm. He's reading, and he tried to tell him. He's like, "How does he read?" He says, "Dude, when he told you about yourself, and he hit you with 2 points that made you give a fuck, and he hit you, and he made you think, he had you." And it's like, dude, you get mad. Y'all ask me my advice when it comes to something law enforcement pertaining, but then you get mad when I give you the answer. The nerve, the unmitigated gall of these niggas.
Yeah, because they don't want to admit that they're dealing with their feelings instead of logic.
Mm-hmm. And when I tell them, like Young Mello, when he made the audacity to say he's better than his dad, I said, how are you better than somebody that you never went through none of the shit he's done?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he had 2 kids by the time he was my age of 20, or 3 kids. I said, well, did all his kids grow up successful? Well, yeah. Did he have to take any of you and bail any of you out? No. Good job, nigga.
I mean, their by the grace of God goes high because he could have had 3 kids before he was 20. Not that hard, especially in Baltimore. Ain't that hard?
Yeah, I told him. I said, you crying about the chick miscarriage. I said, dude, that might have been God saving your ass. I said, I need to sit you down with 2 of my buddies from the department.
Was he married to that woman?
Was he married to Mello's wife? I mean,
no, the one that miscarried.
No, he was 20. So
no, was he married? So how can he judge somebody? He following the same footpaths. What you talking about?
Exactly. And it's funny because I told him, I said, how would you feel if you married a woman, you find out that that you both have a son, you come and you have these 2 little girls after you, right? get in an argument, and something tells you a little twinkling in your brain, go get a DNA test.
Mm-hmm.
You find out the first daughter wasn't yours.
Mm-hmm.
Then you find out the second daughter wasn't yours.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, your father's broken because of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And because he went away for a minute, and he came back because he wanted his family to stay together.
Mm-hmm.
How broken do you think he is? Did you ever take into consideration of his feelings?
No, because he's a man, a black man at that. He doesn't count.
Mm-hmm. But you'll talk smooth to your mama. And one time I had to check his ass on that shit. You will not disgrace your father in front of my face, especially if he's the same age as me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what the fuck my generation had to go through. We're the children of the crack epidemic. We're the children of the violence of the 90s.
So this young man is having this grand old easy time with the women in his generation.
Fuck no.
So what the fuck is he talking about?
And that's what I told him. I said, do you know that for him to raise you and not drop you off on somebody's doorstep showed how much of a fucking man he was?
Oh, was he in the house raising him?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is he talking about?
As a matter of fact, he's still in his house. And
so what is he talking about?
And I told him to his face, I said, look, go out of your father's house and still see if you can afford that little car you got.
Okay, so let me ask you this, okay? So he got this girl pregnant, right? Say she had a miscarriage, right? What if she had the baby? What would he have done?
Nothing.
BGS, you sitting down?
I'm sitting down. Okay, what would he do? Would he have married her?
Probably not.
Okay.
Maybe.
So
Probably not.
So what the fuck is he talking about? He's no different.
You know, I'm going to tell you this, and it shocked the shit out of me when Robert told me this shit.
Mm-hmm.
He said all his friends said at one point they want to have a baby because it'll make them more focused and straightened up.
Okay.
My reaction was utter laughter. I said, do you know how much of a hindrance a baby would be when you're trying to get your shit together? I said, go to the Peanut was born July of 07.
Mm-hmm.
I got hired for the department September of 07. Went to the academy October of 07. Imagine trying to deal with a newborn. The first year of his life, I was in the academy. Imagine trying to run around, do all these fucking bullet points because, believe it or not, Maryland has one of the toughest and strictest police academies.
Mm-hmm.
That's why if you go to a Maryland police academy, you could go damn near anywhere in the United States because of the criteria for it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like anybody will accept Baltimore, LA, New York, and Chicago's. So I said, imagine trying to get that shit. You're dealing with a newborn baby.
Yeah,
Don't tell me something I had to do. That shit was not easy. Imagine you finally getting home. You're running 5 to 7 miles every other day, sometimes 10. And then you hear, I can't get the baby to sleep. So now you got to go down there, rock the baby to sleep. If she's not staying with you at the time, put the baby to sleep and look at her and be like, you couldn't do this? and I said, y'all talk a good game, but if I put you in the heat of fire,
mm-hmm.
you will learn today.
Yeah. I can't stand people that judge and fucking up at the same time. Okay, like I said, as soon as how'd you get that woman pregnant if you're so careful and so considerate?
And I said,
it's kind of like 50 Cent's son.
That's simple. Yeah.
I mean, 50 Cent's son is moist as a wet toilet.
He sure is.
I mean, there is no masculinity. You know what? His baby mama fucked him up. And it's funny because 50 Cent, you never heard anybody say 50 Cent was a bad father.
He picked the wrong woman. Okay. Well, he got the woman for his level at the time. Okay.
Exactly. And there's so much hatred that a woman will spew into their... And I noticed this. It's the sons who they spew the most hatred into.
Because that's going to hurt you the most.
Your legacy.
Yeah.
Because they hate the boy the most, because that boy reminds them of you every day.
It does, but also, what's the only two ways a woman can get back at you after you leave her?
Through the government and through your kids.
It's through your money and your kids.
And
what's going to sting the most? It's going to be the kids more than the money.
Yeah. You like, fuck the money. I'll pay you to stay away.
Yes. If you're gonna go, that's what I told my ex. I said, if you're gonna go to the state, okay, that's fine. I'll pay you. Just I don't know you anymore. Stay away.
So I had to tell Angie that shit. I said, I love you dearly, love my son dearly, but guess what? By the small chance that I would lose, how much do you think I do for this boy already? She had to admit, you're his everything.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think that boy loves me? You're his everything.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when you break his? What's the one thing you think will break his heart?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, do you really want me to show you how much of a broken heart it would be? I said, by the way, you think I'm going to give up without a fight? I'll subpoena all his teachers. I'll subpoena his court record, all the school's records of whose address it was on. Go ahead, let's try. I'll subpoena I'll subpoena his nursery school, all the way up to high school. What did the possessed man say to Paul? I know Jesus, I know Peter, I know Paul, but we don't know you.
I know you. Yeah, and jumped on him. Yeah.
And whooped his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's the part where I say there's a difference in the thinking when it comes to men and women.
And women don't think; they feel.
Yeah. And I tell them that all the time, man.
And you get them all the time too, because they can't really refute it.
And it's funny because my sister told me some of the most black pill shit a couple of years, about 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
God bless her. Her birthday just passed in December. 51. Don't look at either. God damn, black don't crack, even on light skin. and she said, and I quote, the 2 times a bitch will ever be honest is when she's too old to be in the game anymore or when she's broken.
Yeah. Yep. That is true.
I looked at her and I was like, that's some very profound shit you just said.
Yep, that is true.
And she said it, and even my nephew Ramsey looked at her. We both looked at her at the same time. And we like, when the fuck you become so wise?
She's 51. She's old. Okay, she's past 40.
Past 40, she's damn near out the game.
Mm-hmm. She is out the game. Ain't no damn near.
She is out the game.
She's been out the game for 10 years.
Yeah, she's been out the game.
She should be walking to the Hall of Fame, nigga.
Yeah, when that womb closes shop, she out the game.
Out the game, and I'm like, you gotta realize is that when a woman tried to do this little argue me down, even Shorty said, shout out to our new stuff, say she looks like Brandy. And she tried to, well, this is the reason why I said men don't like that masculine shit. Well, they need to stop being feminine. No. You think it's feminine because we don't knock your head off your fucking shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
You heard what Indigo said. He said I had to rewind that and listen again.
That is true. That is true. If they're broken, then they're very close to black pill. If they're broken.
This is the reason why I love cosplay X Twerk. God, she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
God, she's built like a shit brick house.
The only thing is, maybe you can vibe with this, Charles. Okay. Mm-hmm. By the time you break a woman, all you need to do is, especially a black one, actually break her to where she will be willing. You don't even want her anymore.
You don't, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because I had an incident with a woman where some shit happened, and I had to literally defend myself because she had a weapon.
Okay.
And she didn't realize how dangerous I can be because
She
you know.
didn't. She didn't.
I swear to God, BG, yes.
I mean, guys know how dangerous you are, man. When you walk through the doors, don't fuck with this nigga.
That's
But they don't.
that's guys.
Okay, that's
Women,
guys.
this is one thing I learned.
Mm-hmm.
Women do not understand danger,
Okay.
and I've known that for so even police officers. It takes women as police officers to understand that a while.
Okay.
You come at me, you got to realize I've been in some dangerous close quarter shit.
Yeah.
Walking on the street, walking on the beat, overseas, whatever, where I had to do something so heinous and so violent to stop this motherfucker in their tracks, or it would have been me. And she's on the floor, and I grab her, and I tell her, I could really hurt you right now, or worse. And you know what she did? She called me back over, made all this food, fuck me, and I'm like, why did we have to go this route?
Yeah, they're black women and they're Klingons, unfortunately.
And I'm like, yeah, like you said, and I'm fine with that because there's so many women, you breaking them and you forcing them. Like, I don't want to force love. I don't want to force love. No man wants to force love. And just to let people know, I'm not a woman beater, but guess what? If you threaten me with something, you don't become a man or woman anymore. You become an obstacle.
Yeah, it's like there's a
Become
reason
a statistic.
Actually, there's a reason I actually had to say this to my in real life to my other group, right? Because my mentor, she asked me what more boundaries. Said one, don't abandon me in some place I can't get home, okay, and two, don't put your hands on me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've told women this: do not hit me.
Do not hit me. Yeah.
I will take what you cuss me out. We can.
Yeah.
I will go away from you, but don't hit me because there's certain reactions men are gonna have, especially a man in my field. We're gonna react before we even think.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell women, I said, you don't understand something. Study wild animals. What's the worst place to fucking have a wild animal? Cornered.
Cornered.
I've seen my cat one time when the dog had him cornered. She's playing, and the cat literally grabbed her by her jaw and dug into her ass. And I could look at him and say, "Don't fuck with me." And that dog, when he swiped her, and I mean, you could hear the pat.
Mm-hmm.
He went running back to Robert. Robert laughed his ass off with it. We learned. Don't fuck with him. He doesn't mind you being around him. He's dog friendly.
Yeah.
He just wants you to chill.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. I've seen cats take down fucking dogs and make that dog run for its life. What are you going to do to a man who's naturally 2 to 3 times stronger than you? And I said to her, I said, look, at one of my exes, when she thought she could take me in a fight.
Okay. She thought you would let her take you in a fight.
Yeah. And I said, I want you to think about this. How much can the average woman bench press? Look it up. For those of you who want to look it up, it's about 85 pounds.
Okay. I was gonna say I didn't think it was over 100.
Average man can bench press 130.
Yeah. 135, yep.
135.
Mm-hmm.
I can do 500 pounds. That's almost 4 times stronger than the average man.
Yeah, because you're not human, sir. Well, how did Charles just walk in and get his son and without a protest? Because he that dude. Okay. Don't try it at home, folks.
You got to do one of those moves. Fuck that.
Yeah. Don't try it at home.
And I told her, I said, have you even looked at something that weighed 500 pounds? And I told her to come outside with me, right? And I said, give me your keys. And she's like, wow, just give me your keys. I'm going to show you something. And she's like, what's this? And I opened up the trunk of her car. 500 pounds is your engine. And she looked. She was like, "What? The front of your the engine of your car is 500 pounds."
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "I never thought about it like that." I said, "How many human beings do you know could do that?"
That are alive.
I said, "If you can lift 300 pounds as a man, you're in the fucking top 1% of human beings walking Earth in strength."
That is true.
And I know guys who could do 200 plus that. Why do you think you could take me into a fight? And we're not even, and then I've said this, we're not even talking about skill and actual combat. What makes you think you're going to win? Well, I seen it on TV. This woman, dude. I said, "That's TV."
What she saw on TV? A woman did what?
I've seen a woman kick a man's ass on TV.
That's why they put that stuff out there, and women actually believe that stuff.
And it was funny because I'm looking at her and I was like, "Do me a favor. Talk to your daughter not to do that shit."
Mm.
And I said, "This is the reason why the DC movies were better for this scene right here." There's a reason why they got.
Me and Gigi, we reviewing this this series called A Wheel of Time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Women can get it in the Wheel of Time. Okay. Just because you're a woman don't mean you ain't gonna get got. Okay.
You gonna get this foot up your ass.
You might get this spear or this sword through you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get it.
I said you gotta understand that. What happened if men didn't tamp themselves down? You're talking about you're oppressed. Show me when you were truly oppressed, American woman. You know? Go ahead.
Go to South Korea, see how many South Korean women backtalk their men.
You get the shit slapped out of
You shit slapped out of them. Okay.
Go to Japan where the women open the doors for the men.
Mm-hmm.
That's most cultures around the world. When you really think about it, most cultures, even the so-called, Western civilizations, France, Great Britain, a lot of men don't play that shit on the other side of the world.
I told the Padawans, right? And they brought one of their little girlfriends around, and she says, "Y'all don't understand how hard it is for women." Oh, not in my house you will get to say that fucking shit. And you should see them all giggling like little schoolgirls when she made that statement in front of me. And I turned and I said, let me give you an example on how hard you got it. How many women had to fight in a ditch in World War II? None. Right now in Ukraine, and I asked every male in the room their age. I'm the oldest guy. I said, my son's 16, Cam, who's 17 now, but he was 16 at the time. All these young men you see before you, right? I would probably be their commander or their high-ranking sergeant. And I'm 41, and we would all be strapped with 210 rounds, some rifles and some handguns, and some grenades. Your ass would be in the next 2 countries over, free. How hard do you have it again? Well, men don't do anything. Women keep the world going around, just like I said. Let me put it to you this way. When y'all protest Trump being elected, right? When y'all, and I had to be detailed to these quote unquote protests. The world keeps spinning. We didn't even feel shit. Let men say, we don't like who got elected. We're protesting. The world will stop on its axis. It will go straight. The cow will jump over the moon. Grandma's going to hit the heavy box. The cat's going to bite the dog. All kinds of weird shit will happen. All kinds of crazy phenomenon.
Yeah.
If
actually said, we renege our duties like you women have, this world will go straight to shit immediately. The effects would be instantaneous.
Oh, that's why I was asking woman. That's why I remember. I think her name was Parisha. I think I said, could you do what Troy did in Fences, right? Work all week and bring all your money home to your husband and let him spend it and have him give you back an allowance.
And she said, no quick.
She said, no, real quick.
I said, y'all don't even understand nor respect the sacrifice of men. Men will die trying to provide for their families and have. I said, but yet, how many women are going to die providing for their families?
Yeah. that's why I cracked up about Anton. You know, these chicks think they're so modern and they're so different and they're so liberated, right? Saying the same shit I heard for years in the break area, right? With all these older women, right, in their 40s. I wish my husband would sit me down, hire me, okay?
And I would tell them this. I said, look, what do we get out of it? And I tell every woman like this. Well, I said, let me put it to you this way, right? And every chick out, they've agreed up. They usually have one or two jobs, usually a second job.
Yeah.
And I asked them this question: would you work as hard as you do if you had a husband?
What'd they say?
Well, no. I said, what did we learn? I asked the chick who was in my class back in high school. You divorced your husband. Are you doing better now? Well, you told me that your son didn't graduate on time. He's got to finish his school. He dropped out. You were homeless, living in your car for a couple of months. All this shit, this calamitous shit happened to you. What the fuck? What the fuck do you think? You think you were doing better?
Why didn't she send send her son to his father?
Because the father is awarded a state.
Oh, okay.
AKA, he's in jail probably for the rest of his life.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute. You got two children by two different men, and your last two are by your ex-husband.
Mm.
And you didn't know that was your last hurrah? What does C Boogie say? The audacity you did.
The nerve of them niggas.
Nerve you niggas.
Nerve of you niggas.
Boy, that's a Baltimore.
Me and C Boogie don't get along, but that was class. I still use it. And the nerve of you niggas.
The nerve of you niggas, man. And I said this. Even I know when I have a good deal. Most men do. And I told this to a woman. I said, if you get 70 or 80% out of what you want of a person that you're in a relationship with, you're winning. You're significantly winning. No, I want 100%. I see that's where you fail.
Okay, so 100. You want 100%. So you get 100% of nothing. Is that okay with you?
To them and their logic, yes.
All right. So what kind of dog do you like?
I would tell you to get a Connie Corso. It's big enough to protect at least. It's big enough to protect. I mean, all these chicks I see, I think you're a failure when you're a woman who's in her 30s and you call and you have a sticker that you gave your parents a sticker that says my grandchild is a doggy. I would just look at my daughter and be like, you failure. You couldn't, I had to break this down to she's a sergeant now. And I had to break this shit down. And I told her, as pretty as you are, you're about 6 foot to 6'1". You're literally statuesque, is the term is called.
Yeah.
Pretty face. You're 40. If I'm 41, this month she'll be 42.
Yeah.
No, she'll be 43. I'll be 42 in April. It's coming up soon, I think this week. I said, Shorty,
and I put her on with my man. He's 6'3",
Mm-hmm.
light skinned motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Used to work with the department. I helped. He was like a little brother of the department. Went to the county. Now he works for the U.S. Capitol Police.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, he was involved in the January 6th
Oh,
incident.
yeah. Okay. Oh, that was your guy. Okay.
Yeah, that was my inside.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the only person I helped train too. He was like, you would have been proud of me because, man, they tried to grab me, man. I was hitting 6-piece combos. I was like, that's my boy. And I actually got the videos he sent me when he was rocking those white dudes. I said, I'm proud of you. I said, man, if I was able, if I wasn't hurt, I'd have took that patrol car, ran down to D.C., swinging my best friend like Mighty Thor.
That's been tuned all the way, huh?
What they say, I'm gonna give them nothing but wood shampoo, head and shoulders. Pow, pow, pow. We ain't gotta report this shit. Pow, 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 pow. Oh my God. It's like an angry war going outside. Oh, this riot going down.
It's a video game, huh?
Mm-hmm. What they like all the rookies used to ask me when we get a suspect who's really combative, they're like, all right, Falk, what's the strategy? Hit him till he falls. They're like, really? Yep. Wow. And the first thing they see me usually do, because I'm usually the peaceful one, but this is the first thing that usually happens when a guy swings or he tries to grab me.
You ain't shit.
Sometimes the most.
I can't take you nowhere, Mongo.
I hear that a lot. I hear that shit a lot. I'm like, yo, I told you, there's footage of what would have happened, and also thought it was in January 6th. Stupid ass down. Stupid ass down. Whooping the fuck, motherfucker. And that was Coco Bola too. That shit is heavy. Boom. I'd have hit that shit. He'd have told his buddies, don't you go in that motherfucker. He is gonna whoop your ass. He is gonna fuck you up. I'd have been like, you keep on walking. Just keep on walking. And I'm like, yo, I put you on with this dude. You know he's been there for some years now, so he's probably most likely making 6 figures.
Yeah.
Perfect guy, you know. Good guy, no kids, has a husky who I affectionately named White Fang. Sweet little dog, but goddamn, if you see her in the dark, it's scared the fuck out of you. Like, whose fucking wolf is this? Well, she's a sweetheart. And he had to dig in her ass to say, I'm not here to be your fucking beta male orbiter. And this is a guy, I remember, and I'll say this on a side note. When he was in the field training,
Mm-hmm.
and he's coming back to the northern, I said, I'm gonna give you the talk. He's like, what's the talk? I'm gonna warn you. As soon as you graduate, your pussy rate's gonna skyrocket to lands unknown and worlds unseen. He comes back the next month to the shift. He like, remember that talk you gave me? He was like, and we were outside. He was like, nigga, you were never lying.
Badge bunnies galore, huh?
He said, man, he said I had to put some on a waiting list. He was like, God damn. He was like, shit. He said I had to get my dick up like a kickstart. And it was funny. He said I had to dig in her ass like, yo, you ain't gonna call me when you feel like it. When I got time, I got time. And she was like, well, I'm sorry, you know, always the apologetic shit. And he's like, look, are we gonna make this serious or what? You don't make time. We're on the phone. You always talk about you busy. And this is another thing, believe it or not, people don't like it when I tell them I learned this shit from women.
Mm-hmm.
A woman taught me you're only as busy as you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
You're only as busy for what you want to be busy for. I told people, I said, look, if I'm making time, you better appreciate my time. I tell any woman who wants to see me, I'm off from the 31st to the 18th. Make it happen. For real. You better treat me like I'm the gold medal.
Hey, you call me. Call me when you need me. Otherwise, it ain't gonna happen.
Because guess what? I'm just a message in the bottle, baby. Something. I tell you, like.
Or like Casey and Sunshine Band, I'm your boogeyman, huh?
Mm-hmm. Do whatever I can.
Yeah.
Because midnight
or afternoon.
You know, I know it trips you out that I actually know these songs.
Yeah, I know your father had a plan, man, because you weren't even born.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, my mother and father played this shit all the time. So they were like, that's how you know you're getting older. When we drove to my great grandmother's funeral, and we drove to North Carolina from Baltimore, and nobody complained about the station. I said, "Fuck this, ma! I just put this on this checklist." It's like my mother was like I had to teach my mother about YouTube and downloadable music. You thought I invented the wheel, but there's some good shit here. You know, I like this shit.
It's all there if you can find it.
And she's like, and she was like, can you give me that CD? I said, Ma, it's downloaded. For real? Tell me how you do that shit. And she's addicted to downloadable songs now. and it's like, getting back to the story, it's like he even said it. Like this one woman said, I'm not gonna do this for no man until he takes me on 5 dates. And he said, dude, he listens to my show. And I'm not gonna lie to you. At first, I never shared my shit with my friends because I didn't want to hear their mouths. So when I started sharing them, they were like, yo, you speak nothing but the motherfucking truth. God damn, nigga, you good. We good. And it was funny because the Padawan says, I would love to hear you, Andrew Tate, Charleston White, and this one preacher sit down, smoking cigars with some liquor. And he said, I will pay money just to hear y'all thoughts together. I said, I don't know if the major world is ready to hear my thoughts because I'm a little dark. And that's why when I try to, I guess he loves the interaction. Because, like, I even told him, I said, you're more Faulkner than Montgomery, nigga. So, yeah. And I said, I said, read your Bible. Your Bible is black pill as fuck, man. I said, when God told the Israelites to destroy every man, woman, child, and cattle,
yeah,
God said, when you have enemies, you defeat them, you decimate them. And he's like, well, wouldn't that be so is there innocence? I said, if you're my sworn enemy, there's no such thing as innocence. Do I agree with, the mustache man did from 1939 to 1945 did? No. But I understand warfare. So he was going to decimate them. But here's the thing. Do we want that type of evil to persist? That's called no. Because there's ramifications. And I think it was, and part of that shit was also the catalyst to civil rights, because it's like, how the fuck can we go in there and kick the shit out of somebody else's country and tell them what to do, and we ain't even got our shit straight? That's when you go into Eisenhower. When I tell a lot of people, civil rights started with Eisenhower.
Yeah, it was. That's where it started, yeah.
I said the integration of the military. First place to be ever integrated. But you listen to some of these Negroes, just like when I speak to you and Bay, aka Bitter Truth.
Yeah.
And we've all been around these pro-black circles. There are certain things y'all talk about. I'm quiet because I know. I know some of these people. I've been to some of these teachings. Okay? The Nation of Islam guys, I knew them for years. Here's a little secret that I never told people. Do you know how many Nation of Islam guys donated to my wrestling teams?
I don't know.
Plenty.
Okay.
They did it in a secret, but guess what? Pro-black is pro-black. I don't care what your religious belief is. I don't care what your ideology. Are you down for your people? That's the main part. And that's why every time they see me, the cops look around and be like, "Why is everybody shaking your hand?" I said, "Because I live a life. I don't treat everybody like a suspect." I said, here's the fact of the matter that a lot of people don't know when they got a winning hand, and that's what my boy told Shorty. Um, you don't know what you want. You're into your career. You're a sergeant. That's all cool, but do you think I'm gonna wait for you? And she was too. She was the hubris. And please let people know what hubris means, BGS.
Full of pride, yes.
The hubris.
Mm-hmm.
It's the better of them each and every time.
Mm-hmm.
And, and it's like what pisses us off is not like these are ugly chicks.
Mm-hmm.
These are some of the most beautiful chicks who get in the way of their own success. And I know you spoke that about your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Very beautiful woman. And fuck you, BGS, for Uncle Charles, by the way.
They're pretty girl problems. I always tell her that all the time.
Pretty girl problems.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I told Shorty, the one y'all seen on the screen for her birthday. You had pretty girl problems.
Pretty girl problems, yeah. That's what Dr. Umar Johnson said the same thing to what's her name? Same thing.
Who do you say that to?
What Melissa Ford.
Oh yeah, pretty girl problems.
Pretty girl problem. That's why you ain't married, okay? Because you always thought there was always a better dude right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You have too many options. What do they call that in MMA? Paralysis by analysis.
Mm-hmm.
There's too much. You know, George St. Pierre was famous for that. So was BGN.
Yeah, she never expected to hear that from him, and she started looking at her feet. Like,
So,
I can't even say nothing.
shut her the fuck down, didn't he?
She what could she say?
And it's funny because you know when Umar's right, he's a motherfucker.
Yeah, well, he's been listening. I know that's where he got it from.
I know, but he got it. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't come up with that before.
Mm-mm. Just like I heard a couple of people say some of the shit I've said before.
Mm-hmm.
Like people were like, "I heard you say that," and they said, "I heard Kevin Samuels said it." I said, "Nigga, where do you think he got it from?"
You're talking about the trash man?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm trash man. And people be like, "I hate it when you say that."
I hated it too, but I couldn't refute it.
My friends, when they look and I said, "We're the trash man," and this couple walks down the street, and they all just look their heads down. Like,
here comes the number 10.
yeah, they were like, "Fuck you, nigga." You, oh, yeah, right, nigga. Fuck you, all these smart motherfucker. Hear about your education type motherfucker. You fuck. Smart motherfucker.
Smart motherfucker, you. Yeah.
And I said that. I said I had to realize something. Black men were trained to be trash men. We were trained to take any attitude, any body type.
Mm-hmm.
We're like Legos. We just fit. So
yeah, and they get mad when you don't. Like Jonathan Owens is supposed to take anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's so much better than you. You're not supposed to be the prize. She's lucky to get him, and she knew it.
Yeah, but I would tell people, look, and I did this, right? I took a picture of Megan Good.
Mm-hmm.
Prime Megan Good, we would say she's about a 9.
Yes.
As close to a 10 as you could get in the part of the day.
Yeah.
I took a picture of an average looking woman. Can she get the men she get? And I said this in front of men and women. Well, you never know. I said,
well, they know. Why do they lie like that? They know.
I said, come on now. I said, let's keep it a stack. Is this the type of bitch who stopped traffic? And they were like my rookie I was training. Shout out to her. She just made sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
And my man Brett on here, he knows exactly who I'm talking about.
You know how to stop all that though. You know when they say you never know. Mm-hmm. Take a woman that's uglier than they are, right? That's below them, right? Say, can that woman get the same man that you get?
They'd be like, hell no. Okay.
No, then they no, I mean, you,
Because,
if that woman pulled a better man than you, you'd be upset.
and that's the reason why they upset with Simone.
Yes. In other words, pretty nigga. How the hell how the hell she get you?
Did she pay for you? Shit. First thing I'll say. And did she
Yeah.
pay for that nigga? I said,
Is your name Kiki Palmer?
And then that's the next person. You kicking the chair. I pulled up a picture of Megan Good and Kiki Palmer, put them side by side.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yeah, I did. And then I pulled up a picture of Bria Miles because you know they're going to be like, well, you're doing colorism.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'll take Megan out of it. I'll put Bria next to her. Say something, nigga. Say something. Say something. Bow down to the kingdom of man. And they were like, they put their heads down. I said, that means you know.
I don't hear you.
I said, so I had to do the old Hulk Hogan, get the ear to the root. Anymore, huh?
Yeah. I'm getting ready to check out, man. I put my hour in.
All right, I appreciate you. Anybody else want to come up? They're free. Thank you very much.
The Charles is spitting tonight. Okay.
Charles is spitting.
Charles is spitting.
Come up to Charlie's Boom Boom Run. The original Charlie Baltimore. Come on now.
You gonna start calling your ass that Charlie Baltimore.
Charlie Baltimore. Oh, that was so cute. Like all the cute girls. One time I walked in a row. I went in there. Hello, angels, and they got it. And I was surprised they got it because of how young they were. Hello, Charlie. I was yeah.
Dude, you ain't shit.
All right. All right. We got to get you. Your outro. Here we go.
All right.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond. Plus.
Oh man, that's a hell of an outro. But yeah, man, it's so many times. Anybody else who wants to come up, they're free to come up. There's the link right there. You can see it, $ Charles L. Faulkner Jr. for the Cash App. If you don't have Cash App, you can go to PayPal if you want to donate. It's Charles Faulkner 994 for PayPal. You want to message me, Charles L. Faulkner Jr. on Facebook Messenger. But yeah, man, there's so many women I had to take in consideration who fight against their best interests. And it was sad is I will hook up women to the men they say in their heart of hearts are the best men they could get. But once again, their hubris gets in the fucking way. But then, for some odd fucking reason, they don't want to admit that all that shit they spoke was for naught. All that shit that they spoke was for naught. And I'm not saying that men are these perfect wills of God. No, we're very flawed creatures, but we're proud of it because it gives us chances to overcome our flaws. Like, let's take Simone Biles for a minute. I congratulate her for being a woman who knows what she wanted and got what she wanted. She had to show, I'm smaller, I have a much more athletic body than the average woman. I'm a sweetheart, which is a plus for me. I'm dainty. I'm an athlete, just like he's an athlete, so I understand when he's going through a bad day or bad game, we understand each other. But guess what? When she's getting ready for the Olympics this year, you think that motherfucker not going to be in her corner, cheering her on?
Here's my question to a lot of modern women. Who's your fucking cheerleader? Simone locked hers down. Who's your fucking support system? Simone locked hers down. Who's gonna hug you when all the gold medals tarnish? When all the records are broken? Who's gonna love you? Who's gonna love you? You know what the real, out of all those gold medals, both Olympic and Worlds, you know what the greatest championship she had is on her left ring finger. Woo!
Young generation don't see it that way anymore.
Mm-mm. She's better than a champion. She's a married woman. It's a damn shame. You're more likely nowadays to win an Olympic gold medal than to be married. It's more rare for you to be married than to have an Olympic gold medal.
Well, it's like I always say, black women today, you're when you have these conversations long enough, you'll see it's black women that don't want to fix the problems.
No. It's always black men. Black men need to fix it. When black men said, okay, pick up your weapon and follow me, these women don't want to follow. It's either you do three things: lead, follow, or get the fuck out of the way. You don't want to lead. You don't want to follow, so just get the fuck out of the way.
And they can't do that.
No, because when you see, there's a short from The Simpsons I put in my community tab or my shorts video of Milhouse when Lisa was stalking him and his new girlfriend. You don't want to be with me. You don't want me to be with her. And he asked her, how miserable do I have to be before you're happy? Just ask the real question. How fucking miserable do I have to be before you're happy? I don't get it. You want me to be this miserable creature who orbits around you, but you don't want me. Let me fly free. You say that we're not shit. Why are you concerned if we go overseas? Well, you should be happy that a nigga got a passport now. Oh, the first thing you bitches say on your little dating profiles, you got to be passport ready. What if we say on ours, you got to be wife ready? You got to be submissive ready. You got to be cooperative ready. Don't let a black man have a fucking standard. Oh my God, grandma's passing out and the wig fell off.
And I was just getting ready to say that black men got to start getting in the habit of demanding things from women.
Mm-hmm. You should never go over a woman's house and she does not feed you. What? You mean I'm worthy of getting something? More?
I saw this video on Twitter recently, and this guy was bitching about something about this girl. She was getting ready to come. They was going to screw whatever, and she was on the way. And he asked her to stop and get him a whatever, something to eat or something. And she caught an attitude with him. And I'm reading the comments, and I'm seeing all the women. Yeah, I'm not stopping. You ain't my boyfriend. I'm not. And I'm saying to myself, wow. So you have no problem with him putting his dick in you, but stopping to get him something to eat is where you draw the line. You can't stop at Wendy's.
Man, can you say that again for the niggas in the back?
I mean, it's the ass backwardness of the 21st century black woman today. And you got 1,000 bitches in the comments all agreeing with that shit. Yeah, you damn right. I'm not stopping. Like, what the fuck? They're just mean and miserable. and evil for no fucking reason. So wait a minute, let me get this straight. You banging a guy that you don't even like? Is that what I'm hearing?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
And then we wonder where bastard children come from.
Children who are not made from love, only lust.
My son just turned 18 last month, and I'm telling him this. You know what? If you don't even like the girl, don't put your dick in her.
Don't even do it. And if you because of your biology and your hormones, wear a super condom. At least wear a super condom. I understand your hormones are flaring up or burning like the Human Torch. Wear a super condom.
Please.
And I'll tell you, by the way, that's a slick ass background. I didn't even notice that. But here's my shit. Simone Biles, who's a multi-billionaire, and rightfully so, is cooking for her man. Cardi B made a song where the lyric says, "I don't cook, I don't clean, but I still got the ring." But you know what? But you know what her husband did? Show a video of her sweeping the goddamn floor. You a Dominican bitch. I know you know how to cook and clean. Stop the lying. Stop the cat.
You didn't see the video when he had her on Instagram and she was cooking?
Exactly. Exactly. But y'all fall for this shit hook, line, and sinker. I always said it. You bitches love Beyonce, but you don't really emulate her, do you? People be like, if I was Beyonce, I would have left Jay-Z. Yeah, how many billionaires you gonna marry? Bitches always talk about leaving somebody, but you can't find anybody. You gotta find something so you can leave it.
And why are you so quick to leave the guy? Because he cheated? I'm tired of black women talking about getting cheated on as if that's like the end of the fucking world or something.
You know, give me a woo in the chat if you want me to say some real black pill shit. Give me a woo in the chat. Somebody hit that cash app, please. Because I'm going to tell you some real black pill shit. I'm glad you brought up cheating. I need to see my woos, and I need somebody to donate something for the Cigar and Liquor Fund. Please. Unless y'all want me to shut this shit down. I mean, shit, either way, don't make me no amount. I go back playing Madden. I'm off to the 18th. I do what the fuck I please. I'm still doing my business. People forget this is part of my business, not just my security firm, not just being a police sergeant. YouTube and streaming is part of my business. It's part of my legacy. So please give me some woos in the chat. Let me see some participation out of people. Even if you hate me, say fuck you, nigga. I appreciate that too, because at least you're participating. I'm going to tell you some real black pill shit if you don't mind me doing, Angry Black Man. And you're a fellow Baltimorean, right?
Yes, sir. East side.
East side, the best side. Let me tell you some real black pill shit about cheating. Women don't get upset because you fucking another bitch. Women get upset because they think resources are going to the other bitch. And you know how I know? The first thing she'll ask, I bet you did this for her. I bet you did that for her. I bet you bought that for her. First of all, what man of means ever had one woman? And I'm not condoning cheating, but if you find this man attractive, don't any other woman?
Yeah.
So you're telling me that one guy who was ever a king, a president, a ruler, a CEO, an official in the military, a high official in the police department, fire department, all the department heads, you think there's only one woman there? When you get to high society, and I'm talking real high society, guess what the wives do? They pick the side bitches. Because
They find fucking hobbies and look the other fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that Tyler Perry movie?
Mm-hmm.
With Sanaa Lathan? I forget the name of it.
The Family That Prays.
And remember at the end, the white bitch?
She
She
told
stayed with that cheating ass white man, didn't she?
But guess what? Because she knew what she was getting compared to what she was getting. All you got was wet dick. All you got was hard dick. I get everything else plus the dick.
Exactly. I get the big house and the bank account
And
and the
all
trust.
and all you get is what's ever in this room. Even though that was funny as shit when he slapped her across the counter, wasn't it?
Well, she deserved it.
She deserved it. That's the one scene Tyler Perry kept in a book. I will say. And I'm not usually into the woman beating shit, but I'll say this. That was not abuse. That was retribution.
She got off light. If that was Brazil, he would have killed her.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody would have cared.
No court of law would have convicted him. All you Bible thumpers, guess what happens to an adulterous woman? Stoned. And I ain't talking about with a blunt. They get stoned. But yet, you rather fuck a white dude and be a side bitch than to be the wife of a black man. Make that shit make sense. There it is. Y'all mad because this beautiful, and she's a cute girl, beautiful smile, very beautiful smile. I remember pictures of her when she had fucking braces on. Beautiful smile, Simone Biles. And I meant to say this. I might even do a much more further rant sometime in the morning. Well, at least when the sun's up, because it's already technically morning. Look, I'm going to start it off. Leave Simone Biles and her husband and stay the fuck out of their fucking business. Let them be happy. See, you motherfuckers in the modern day, and it's not just the women, it's the men too. You can't let a motherfucker be happy for 5 minutes. You ratchet bitches and niggas. Why can't you be happy for a motherfucker? Y'all talk so much big shit about black love, but you don't cheer black love.
You don't work for it either.
Exactly.
Let me get this off real quick, Charles. I've been with my wife 16 years. 16. And people always ask me, damn, how y'all manage to do that? I say, fucking infinite patience. You don't be with somebody for years and years and years and you don't have your peaks and valleys.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be times when you don't fucking like shorty. And vice versa. There's going to be times she don't like you. And that shit may go for years.
And how many times can I ask you this? That you walked in the house and you be looking at her, I don't like you right now, but I love you.
Exactly.
How many times has she probably looked at you or said it? I don't like you right now, but I love you. And that's the part about the verse about long suffering that people forget. I gotta find a reason, and I gotta remind myself the reason why I love this motherfucker. Why I picked them. But yet, you get mad at a nigga like me who will defend Simone. But I forgot, Black Angry Man, we don't defend black women. Last time I checked, Simone Biles ain't white. Neither is her husband. But if she would have married a white man, y'all would have been screaming for the hills.
It's really sad and pathetic because this young generation they don't they don't respect anything post MySpace. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they don't understand racism wasn't that long ago.
No, what's that?
Jim Crow and getting hung from trees and shit really wasn't that long ago.
Mm-mm.
So they have this complex. It's almost like you right back fresh off the plantation when you still got this weird ass complex about everything white is better.
Mm-hmm. Look at Serena Williams. Did y'all say a damn thing about her husband? Did y'all say a
No,
damn
of course not. They talked more shit about their father than they did the white dude she married.
Say it again for the niggas in the back.
When that damn movie came out, oh, black women was mad as shit.
Why they honoring him?
Well, he cheated on the first wife and he left the first wife. So fucking what?
Did he accomplish his mission of making his daughter successful?
You on Venus and Serena Williams' dick because they got money. You know, let's just be honest here. Black people ain't really the tennis crowd.
No, they never
You
was.
bitches only praise these bitches because you see them on TV. You don't watch the fucking sport.
You don't know the first thing about a tennis. You can't even
But you
serve
want,
the man a plate, let alone a serve in a fucking tennis match.
and again, you don't understand racism, real racism. So you don't understand how tough it was to get them girls in the fucking game in the first place.
But yet, we're supposed to believe in this mythical black love, right? Mythical.
They only respect black love when it's Beyonce and Jay-Z. When it's, 10 years ago, Will Smith and Jada. The big house, the fairy tale, rich and famous lifestyle. That's the only fucking black love they respect.
Mm-hmm. They respect the love on how much we benefit.
But the black man and the black woman that both get up every day, go to work, split the bills, take turns with the kids. Who's going to take the kids to school? Who's going to pick them up? They don't respect that shit.
No, sir, Bobby.
Why would I get married if I got to pay half the bills? Bitch, because it's better than paying all the bills by yourself. Next question.
I'm really convinced that they rather suffer. They rather suffer. They rather suffer. And it's like, dude, you got a good man, work for him. Work with him. Work with that man. But no,
They don't know what they want. You want undying faithfulness. Never ever cheat on me. Okay. But I also want you to have millions of dollars. Okay. And you also have to be gorgeous and handsome, you know, like the beautiful people on television. Okay. And you got to have a King Kong dick. You know, it's like, damn.
But you get to look like King Kong, and we supposed to marry that.
But then accept me for who I am.
Mm. Mm.
It's crazy.
I want you to realize this on so many levels. How can a man be worth his shit and all you're gonna do is give him nothing but hell? All you're gonna do is give him nothing but hell. Why should he put up with that? My man Black Bishop Mac Bone said, "I'd rather give them premium vitamin D3 to a black woman than argue with them." Hear that shit? But you don't even go out of your way and say, you know what? I think this person is beautiful. I think this is a beautiful relationship. You never knew. They can't even tell you what a proverbial. They can't even tell you what a proverbial beautiful fucking relationship is.
Yeah. Because they never seen it. Most of these black women out here it's the same situation. They come from the single, independent, strong black woman mother that don't need a man. You don't know how to have a relationship with a man because you've never seen it in your life. Your mother's single, your grandmother's single.
They scare men away like a scarecrow.
Everybody go over grandma's house for Thanksgiving, and half the people in the house all have different last names.
Goddamn kids look like the United Nations.
You don't even know the father side of the family.
I forgot. It's Immaculate Conception, nigga. That's all it is.
It's generation after generation of the same broken home bullshit. And nobody ever looks at Big Mama and say, you know, I don't want to be that. No, in fact, it's the opposite. It's I'm going to be exactly that.
Shut up. I'm gonna make the initial. Shout out to EB for the 18 holla. Salute. Let me give you a salute, man. EB, I'm not gonna say the full name. We don't snitch.
By the power of Grayskull.
I want you to think about this shit, right? Go back and look at go look back and see where a lot of these young men are thinking of these women. Don't think that all these men out here are, incels. You know why? Here's the problem with a lot of you women can't face. You no longer make yourselves valuable to young men. You don't even know You don't even know. You don't even know. Here's the fucking part that a lot of you motherfuckers need to really consider. Man, shout out to you, MacBone. I didn't want to put your real name out there, but shout out to you. You don't want to put in the work that it takes to be a great man. You don't want to put into the work that makes into a great woman. But yet, you got all these chicks out here telling you, I wouldn't date this type of dude. I wouldn't date this type of dude. But they don't have any men. Why are y'all taking advice from lonely bitches? Why? Has that gotten you the results of what you wanted? Has that gotten you anywhere? Has that gotten you where you needed to go? See, women did well when they had a man that protected and supported them, that provided for them and preside for them, meaning that man is supposed to lead. That man is supposed to be able to make decisions. But what type of men are you having children by? You literally make songs about how your baby daddy ain't shit. First thing you should say, why is my baby daddy ain't shit? Is this because this is what I think I deserve? Because subconsciously, you got to say to yourself, this is what I think I deserve? And I say this all the time. What in good grace do you think it's going to be? At some point, reality has to dictate. But nope. Nope. I'm too smart for it. And it's funny that you mentioned that, MacBone, because that's what men used to do. By the time they were 28, 30 in their career, they would pick somebody 21, 22, 23. If you're 35, you would pick somebody 23, 24, 25. But no, you're treating that man like he's interchangeable. And you wonder why you get the results. When you treat something interchangeable, that means you don't respect it. When you treat something like it's garbage, you don't respect it. So why should it respect you at that moment?
Facts.
Why? If you're saying that you're going to have a baby of a man you can't respect, what does that say about you? And that's the ultimate crime against humanity these women don't understand. Men get it because guess what? We're going to catch the hell.
Yeah. I mean, I've always wondered that. Why are you having sex with a man who you then come back and say he ain't shit? Well, then why did you screw him?
I want a real answer.
It's kind of like what I'll say to a gangbanger or some shit. It's like, how many dudes do you got to see end up dead or spend the better part of their life in prison before you realize that's not the road to go down?
Time will tell. Time will tell. If old Sarge lying, time will tell. Time will tell.
You got a lot of women out here with the same mentality as men have when it comes to sex. They want to bang everything moving, unprotected, don't use birth control. And now you're pregnant by a guy. You don't even know his middle name. You don't even know his blood type.
I literally handled domestic calls with a chick that didn't even know his real name. The street name.
Jesus Christ.
My baby father hit me. What's his name? Stank? No, what's his real name? I don't know, but we just call him Stank. I said, that's wild.
I mean, no other race of women talk that way about the father of their children, but black women.
And you wonder, and you don't see the correlation of why you have the most messed up children in the country?
So, like a wise man once said, accountability is kryptonite.
Man, that shit is like an exploding planet of Krypton. It's sad.
And then, of course, when you get older and now you can think halfway straight, now you want the next man to come and be stepdaddy to your two bastard children.
But you put limits on that nigga. You won't even give him a baby.
And you don't give him full authority over your bastard children. Oh, that's my child. Don't you hit my child. Well, then, bitch, why am I here?
It's funny, right? My niece is in her 30s, and she gives me full respect. When I went to go visit her over her house for New Year's Eve, I didn't even have to fix a plate. Do you know how rare that is for women? You come to a woman's house, whether they're related to you or not, and they fix you a plate. And she has my great niece, and she's like about 4 to 5 months, or about to be 5 months. And you look at her, you be like, I got to teach this girl how to be a lady, what men want, how to be successful in life, not just with academics, but socially.
Getting back to traditional gender roles.
Mm-hmm.
Because just like I told my son, you better damn well know if they're going to expect you to be traditional,
then you better put the same criteria to them. And
a man's supposed to know how to change oil,
change a tire,
how to weld, how to change a tire,
change sheet,
electrician, plumbing, mechanic, roofer, carpenter,
protector.
But at the same time, fixing you a plate, it's damn near impossible.
You'll fuck me till the cows come home, though. You'll suck the melanin off of niggas' dick, but you can't fix my plate.
And let's be honest, a lot of them not really good at sex either. I mean, let's just be honest.
Oh, yeah, they're a bunch of surfboards.
Because you're going to do all the damn work.
Mm-hmm. Back be hurting. You could do some very vigorous labor. Back be hurting. You're supposed to blow her back out. Each and every
You men, y'all can't last. No, bitch, I got to get up and go to work in the morning.
Y'all can't last because you looking at porn all day. I'm going to use my vibrator. That's the reason why you're desensitized.
And it makes sense for women to have machinery to get them off, because you haven't learned how to deal with an actual person.
Yeah. But yet, we're crying on these fucking podcasts and live streams because we can't get women. And you're speaking to one guy who had his fair share of women and another guy who's been married for 16 years, almost 2 decades. But we don't know women, right? And we live in a city where we got some of the hardest women in the country.
Let me tell you something. My wife, her mother from Liberia.
Smart man.
I tell my wife all the time, that's the reason why I'm with you.
Your mother is a saving grace.
Because the American black woman is fucked up. Yeah, I said it.
And believe it or not, it makes us sad to know this. But let me get out of here, y'all. My iPad's dying, but I'm gonna try to do a rant. Either this morning or this afternoon, I'm gonna do a rant. And I'm gonna pull you back. I'm gonna pull you up for a couple of minutes on Mac. What's up, Mac?
Hey, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for the donation.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to tell you, when these helpers come at me with whole logic, I counteract with the pimp logic. So what I do, I withhold the precious, seed of my dick and my charisma and masculinity away from them until they earn it.
And you have to, because
And
you gotta value
right.
yourself.
And also, I had a nice talk with a 22-year-old Deja over the phone, and I broke down about my love style and my seduction style. And I told her this: I have a rotation of young women, ages 18 to 27, young black women and women of other races and nationalities. And I told her this: the reason why I'm non-monogamous and casual polyamorous is because that monogamy doesn't work for me. Because according to our ancient culture, Native American and African, the natural lifestyle of nuptials for black men is polygamy, polygyny. That monogamy is for simps, licks and tricks, and thirsty dudes. And the first bitch ass motherfucker, simp, thirsty dude, trick and lick was not us, but the white man. So when he was jealous of our swag of our soul, he had to like really cut down our genetic pool by come up with the Eurosexual law of monogamy.
It's like I've said before, man. One man of great means ever had one woman. I'm not saying that's for every man, but I'm just talking some logical shit.
Hey, look at King Solomon. He had 300 wives and 700 concubines. So I take the position philosophy of flat tire, spare tire. When you have a flat tire, get a spare, and there's plenty of spares. So what I do is this: if these helpers come at me with like feminist, black girl magic, and misandrous nonsense, I counteract that with authentic masculinity and vitamin D and walking away. See, we didn't walk away from the community. We just walked away from disrespect.
Yep.
That's what happened to that young woman when she disrespected that older guy and looked at him on her phone. He just got up and walked away in silence. And that's the way we defeat them. We don't say nothing. We just walk away.
I have nothing against walking away. I think that's one of the best strategies. What happens when black men show their indifference?
The black women are just aghast and you know ineffective because the reason why they can't argue, they ain't got nothing to argue against because we're not saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
This guy named Pimp God, aka Warren B.
Mm-hmm.
What your mom should have taught you said this: if they can't respect your presence, have them respect your absence.
Or as I like to say it, if she offers no assistance, give her nothing but your resistance, then you'll distance.
That's right. And see, you remember that book of the Bible called the Book of Esther? When Queen Vashti got out of pocket, what did King Ahasuerus did? He dismissed Vashti as queen and replaced her with Esther. And Esther was the pliable, compliant, and cooperative, submissive thing because what Black American women don't understand, in order to be the queen, they must submit to the light of authority of the Black king. I mean, look on the chessboard. In order for the queen to be useful, she has to support and protect the king on the chessboard to keep the king from being in a checkmate.
Mm-hmm.
So when they say this messed up thing called queen, a queen is a lady of authority fighting the line of authority of the man. So when these heifers act like attention whores and ratchets and hoes and hood rats, they're not queens or ladies. They're dysfunctional people because lady is the feminine version of Lord. Queen is the feminine counterpart to king, and goddess is the feminine counterpart to God. And in order for the black woman to be divine, she must submit to and respect the divinity of the black man who is God. Because remember back in the day, what did they say? They said the black man is God, not the black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And every time, see, we warned them. We warned them, say, hey, if you do this feminism and this foolishness and be misogynist like the white woman, you're gonna be out in the cold. Even Charles R. Lee, Dr. Francis Welsing, Dr. George DeGruy, and Dr. June Hare warned them, leave that feminism alone. Because feminism was the brainchild of the Rockefeller family as well as prohibition. You know, back in the day, the cheapest fuel, cheaper, a lot cheaper than gas, was ethanol. You extract the ethanol from alcohol, it can be used as a cheap, clean fuel. J.D. Rockefeller didn't like that because he was a gas oil baron. So what they did, okay, we don't want these black American men to attain power. Let's give the right to Susan B. to white women to vote, and then later on they passed it. They passed the feminism to the black woman to weaken us. So the black American woman is not powerful. She's used as a rottweiler, a firewall against us. Because Hillary Clinton said this: "Black American women are my firewall." That wasn't a compliment.
Hmm.
So black feminists and black misandrists do not have power without white zaddy. So in other words, the black misandrist and the dysfunctional black American female are actually the watchdogs of white supremacist patriarchy.
Oh, they're the handmaidens.
Yeah, so it's not gynocracy. It's a white supremacist patriarchy with a black female face.
Hmm.
So the best way for us to do is that okay, if we it's sort of like in that movie Conan the Barbarian. You remember when he up there chopped off both of dude's head and he showed the head, and guess what? They walked away. So we metaphorically got to do it the same way. If we counteract the source of their power, which is that white man, guess what? They're gonna fall in line.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at the 3 degrees of the game of life, it's sex, money, and power. Players focus on sex. Pimps focus on money. Max focus on power. The end game of seduction is sovereignty, influence, and power and leverage.
See, the one thing about it is the only leverage black men have today is their distance.
Right.
Their difference in their distance.
So we don't need to be about red pill or Maytal, all this other stuff. We just need to be about black men first. So we do that. And if we had panels like this one where the women are not allowed, we'd be all good.
So I don't mind women allowed because you got to make a believer out of some of these dudes. You really do.
Well, to be honest with you, man, I've been on some panels with like some pliable and coachable and teachable women. And I realized when I talked to Deja, I said, well, the way that I have sex is through a holistic healing factor. And I explained to her my orgasm comes with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The biblical word for game is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Understanding is maturity. Knowledge is game. Wisdom is ism is the mastery of the application of game.
I think that's a lot of times people confuse game on how you speak to women. No, game is how you conduct yourself in life.
Yeah, I
And
mean, yeah, that's right. Game is how you well, game is the way of living life. Wisdom is mastering how you live life. That's why I call it the game of life.
and see, people get confused. Well, you need game. Yes, you do need.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. When you look at game is intelligence, knowledge, skill, strategy, and tactics. That applies to anything, whether you're achieving the level of a business owner, whether you're achieving success in real estate, whether you are able to survive walking from a dangerous neighborhood to back home. You got game to fulfill your goals. And hashtag the game of life, that's my third YouTube channel. And then when you master the earthly basics of the hashtag the game of life, guess what? You're gonna deal with the deeper occult interdimensional aspects once you do that.
Yeah.
Because there's a principle on the Kabbalion, mental transportation as above, so below.
And shout out to Electrician, one of the other faithfuls, for the $20 holla. Got to give you your salute, bro. This is from my boy Electrician. Always, offline, this dude be giving me some great shit to talk about. Shout out to Electrician. See, a lot of people get mad about game, which I said game is another tool in the toolbox. You can't be awkward out there in real life. You got to be
Right.
sociable at some point. At some point, you have to be. And
You know, that's the thing about your charisma. Your charisma is your coolness, your mouthpiece, and your common sense. That's what charisma is.
and when you get people who can actually conduct themselves in a real time, in a real time setting, you win. You win a
Yeah,
lot of shit in life.
right. You know, that's why I have the hashtags Chill Pill, Mac Talk, and Mac Therapy. And I had a talk with my fellow YouTuber, LAR Movement. He said, Unc, there's a lot of dudes that are Mac deficient. So,
Yeah.
so Macking is the path of real manhood. Game is about the principles of manhood.
Yeah. At some point, you got to know how to talk your way in and out of situations. And I think it's been a failure of the community not developing those young men into such.
And here's what I noticed about you know what the new traditional nuclear black family is going to be. It's going to be a household where the black man leads the household, but the women that submit to him are women of other races and nationalities. So while that foolish black couple is trying to replace that white woman in the white man's household, she's being replaced as the ones that replace her as the black man's life are white women, Hispanic, Asian women, and women of other races and nationalities. You know, that's what I
Yeah.
noticed about my oldest nephew, Jeremy. He runs his household, but the one that submitted to him is a white woman. So I have a white niece-in-law, and the children are biracial. That's the new nuclear traditional black family.
But here's the problem. I've said this because of a lot of their ways. A lot of black women are going to make themselves obsolete. And it's not our fault.
And see, that's the thing. They're also being replaced by younger black women as heads of the household because look at ARC, rest in power, prestige, and peace. When he, at the age of 58, he married a 21-year-old, and they had a son named Jaden before he passed. And that young black woman was submissive to her because she was raised up in the Nation of Islam in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm up there talking to a woman named Deja. She's 22, and even though she has a daughter, My thing is this: I'm focused more on casual, non-monogamous, short-term sex for right now. But like I told her, if the universe opens it up to something higher, I will accept that. But right now, I'm only reserving my dick and my masculine essence for attractive women. And like I explained to MOT, Ron Wills, shout out to him. Ron Wills is about raising up an army of authentic black men who are complete and thorough. In other words, a Mac is a real man that has game, skills, and resources.
Yeah,
And
you
see the
got to
thing
know how to.
about yeah, see the thing
Yeah,
about it, what makes a real man a high value man is his authentic masculinity, his masculine identity. Shout out to Miles Cunningham.
yeah, you got to be able to know how to conduct yourselves in different
Yes.
arenas. And I think that a lot of black men are literally innate in that shit, and they don't know what to do in those situations.
This sort of reminds me of you, Charles, because you are the quintessential representative of that. You have game, skills, and resources because you were a successful military guy. And I remember you mentioned on the panel that you told dude, your ceiling is my lowest level of women. But you also had a success rate as a police officer and a military guy in your private security firm.
Yeah,
So you are the quintessential example of game, skills, and resources. You are a Mac, a real man in every complete, thorough way.
and I appreciate the kind words.
And
You
see, that's
know,
why I tried to. That's why I tried to explain to MOT. MOT are behaving on Ron Wills, and I told with MOT, Ron Wills is not just talking about dealing with women. He's talking about deep thought, which is spiritual matters and money. He's talking about money matters, how to develop your skills and resources, money. He's talking about deep thought, how to develop your spiritual center. And I explain to man this tomorrow all the time. It's like, I don't know why you hating on Ron Wills. He's trying to help black men become real, complete, and thorough men.
but you hate what you want to be the most. That's why.
Right. And see, that's the thing. That's the thing with me. The reason why the young black women that meet me because I walk with the divine light of authority. And check this out, man. Man, you remember Mela too? We was on panel with her. Hey,
Hmm.
check this out. I seduced Mela too with my mouthpiece on Platinum Lee's panel when the general was on there, and she tried to come at me with some nonsense, but I got to my mouthpiece with the charisma of my authority. And she was so taken by it. Platinum Elite said, Mela, you sound a bit wet. You might need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, so,
how many
yeah,
times you've been on my show for a minute? So as electrician, Ray Hom, and others. You saw it when I had women come up here saying, "You sound like you hate men." 10 minutes of talking to them, they love my ass.
that's right. Because you know how to, I mean, because see the thing about it, body game is about your walk, your hygiene, health, and the way you dress. Charisma is about your cool personality, your communication skills, and your common sense. Masculinity is about being authentic, having self control, walking with the light of confident authority.
Got
And
to.
that's why I've said many times, the throne of the man is the woman, the crown of the woman is the man. Because when a man sits on the throne, that's the seat of support. When a woman was the crown, that's the crown chakra being led by the divine light of the man. The crown represents the light. The thing about women, women are the mirrors reflecting the light of the man.
Yeah. And a lot of
So
them got a bunch of foggy names.
yeah. So the way I do it as a business owner. I put women in three categories: assets, prospects, and liabilities. A prospect is a potential investment that can be either an asset or liability.
Mm.
So, and then when women come at me with some stupid questions, I ask them this: are you an asset or a liability? Are you going to be one that's going to bless my life as an asset or curse my life as a liability?
They
And
don't want to hear that.
Uh, guess what? All I hear is crickets.
They don't want to hear that part.
And guess what? I hanged out with some cool white dudes in Dallas, where I'm at right now, and I gave solid advice to a young white guy in his 20s on how to deal better with women. So I go by the lifestyles of Alan Curry, Ron Wills, and Cousin Tito, that was Wingman. That was the selection of scriptures. We talk about the three pillars of the real complete man. We talk about body game, charisma, masculinity. ARC is the charisma. Ron Wills talk about body game, and Cousin Tito talks about masculine mastery. I already received a consultation from ARC before it passed, so now I'm like, you know, want to do my best to fine tune my game because my game is a bit advanced. I first learned game from my uncle, Uncle Lester, aka Uncle Slick.
Mm.
So he had me, work out. He up there trained me in, proper dress hygiene. He up there told me about dealing with it. Now my younger brother is a Mac in his own right. I got different nieces and nephews by different baby mamas because of him. And Randall told me that there's three things: be real, be simple, be respectable. And my other principles of game added to that is self-awareness, self-reflection, self-control, situational awareness, environmental awareness, and the ninth one is this: be complete and thorough. Those are my 9 principles of the game of life.
Mm. Glad we on that one. About to get out of here, folks. Thank you for coming up. Thank you for everybody viewing and supporting.
Yes. All
We
right.
out. Woo!
Peace out.